Budget meetings. City of Boise will have about $6 million less to play with in its general fund for the next fiscal year. Well, at least than it had last year. While population and property taxes have increased, we've come to the end of some COVID cash, so less money. Mayor McLean dropping her proposed $300 million budget 10 days ago, and today begins the process of workshopping it. Public safety, transportation, housing, a nod to climate change. Joe Paris, I understand there's even some tax relief in there for Boise residents.
Oh, yeah. And Brian, let me say this up front, that the proposed budget and report from City Council that they saw today, that we'll talk about in a minute, it's available for everybody online. So you can research this more on your own time. Let the city know what you think about how they spend your tax dollars. But the mayor set the tone to kick off the budget meeting this morning. She says that the budget reflects the values, goals, and vision that her administration has, setting up the whole conversation.
I'm really excited about the advancements that we are able to make thanks to the team in especially housing, safety, parks, open space, and doing that while giving back through the circuit breaker rebate program.
So as Brian got to earlier, overall, the city of Boise's general fund budget is about $300 million, a little bit less than last year. And that is generated by tax dollars, yes, including property taxes. So what's the major hit there? Well, Mayor McLean proposes a base growth rate of 2%, and that is lower than the allowable increase of 3%. The mayor says that keeping the growth rate below the allowable increase has saved Boise taxpayers $7.5 million since 2020. The end result this time: most Boise homeowners can expect some savings on property taxes.
You can see that the 2% increase recommended within this budget is expected to result in a decrease of approximately $138 for the average priced home, saving approximately $14 as compared to if the city were to take the full increase.
Some also news today: Boise will continue the city's tax rebate program that provides property tax relief to elderly, disabled, and widowed homeowners. It's like the state of Idaho's circuit breaker program, but it is on the city level. Boise is the only city that does it around the state for now. Now, their proposal is to put another $1.2 million into that tax rebate program. City says that nearly 90% of eligible taxpayers, they use that program in 23, so that's why they're bringing it back. Very popular. Of note, Idaho lawmakers passed major property tax relief this past session. In the overall impacts and savings of all of that in Boise and across Idaho, they're still in calculation. So what are we spending money on in the city of Boise? Well, a lot of it is salaries, which is normal. And the city of Boise is proposing 27 new full-time positions for the year out of the general fund, including 12 for public safety, which breaks down to 9 for Boise Police and 3 for Boise Fire. And about half of the general fund is dedicated to public safety overall. Parks, recs, libraries, solid chunk, and some other categories like public works. They fill out that graph that you're looking at there. And a portion of new cost is for the new positions that the city is proposing across the departments. Now, there are some increased fees proposed in the budget, things like business licenses, permits, parking, building permits, parks and rec fees, stuff like that, camp facility reservations. But, you know, when you talk about these increasing fees, the city of Boise tells us that really the increasing fees, it's kind of one of those things that they have to do. They have to keep up with the way things cost. They have to make sure that things are making ends meet. So, Brian, when you talk about the fees, maybe the price of going to Zoo Boise, not specifically, but when things like that go up, that's just because the city is, you know, as a business, they have to make sure that ends are meeting. So you might notice some fees going up here and there, but most importantly, if you want to weigh in on all of this, it's going to be at July 11th. There's going to be a public hearing at 6 p.m. at City Council. Written submissions are also accepted before that time. We have a link right now to our website, ktvb.com.
Okay, so you can contribute, but how often does this change? I mean, is this set in stone? I know it's not, but how much wiggle room do we have?
There's definitely wiggle room. If the people of Boise come out and are violently against something, City Council is going to go back to the drawing board.
All right, thanks, Joe.